Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak in recent years has developed itself into an attractive investment destination as well as a key player in driving regional economy. Premier Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg says as Sarawak focuses developing its green and high-tech industry, the state's geographical landscape and infrastructure has made it a strategic gateway for new economy in ASEAN.
We are navigating a fundamental transformation in the global landscape, a new economy where sustainability and high-tech innovation are the definitive benchmark of success. Sarawak is an active contributor to this shift, shaping new pathways for sustainable and high-value growth.
At a press conference after delivering his keynote address during the Indonesian Economic Summit IES 2026, Abang Johari also reveals future collaboration with Indonesia in the field of semiconductor development. Both parties will work together in producing an AI chip, a new generation chip that is highly in demand to meet the demands of digital economy that is robustly developing.
Kerana kita akan membekalkan the latest generation of semiconductor, dan juga dengan adanya ini kita boleh sama-sama dengan kerjasama dengan labor kita untuk kegiatan semiconductor yang terkini. Jadi hari ini nampaknya sudah ada engagement dan ini harus disambungkan di antara pihak kita Malaysia, khasnya Sarawak dan juga Indonesia.
Later, the Premier stresses two crucial elements in attracting more investment for Sarawak's digital economy and AI, which are green energy and clean water supply.
Kalau dua-dua ni tak ada, susah untuk kita membangunkan kegiatan ekonomi yang berhubung kait dengan AI dan juga digital. Dan kita, alhamdulillah lah, Sarawak banyak sungai. Jadi kita ada reservoir of water, tetapi yang mesti quality water.
In recent years, Sarawak has supplied water to West Kalimantan as well as 100 megawatts to Sabah. Sarawak has shown a downward trend in newly recorded HIV cases, a decrease by 8.4% in 2025 compared to the previous year. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian says 205 cases were recorded last year, while in 2024, 224 cases were recorded. Even so, preventive measures must be continued.
But HIV and AIDS is the same thing. That's been around. I mean, those that they need a lot of treatments, and then and I was told that the government can provide the medical treatment, the drugs, and so on. I mean, in the South and the Terangkat Toknan Foundation, you know, has been paying for people who are not able to come reimburse this transportation so that they can get the treatments, you know, and so that because you don't manage them, they may end up spreading or getting worse and so on. Yeah, so that it shows that everyone come together, play their role.
Teratak Tok Nan has moved to Bintulu due to a spike of infections, where in 2025, 13 cases were recorded for every 100,000 people. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian confirms he has ordered the commencement of nuclear talks with the US, a direct response to President Donald Trump's warning that bad things will happen without a deal. The shift toward diplomacy comes at a critical junction as a US aircraft carrier group deploys to the Middle East amid heightened regional tensions and a deadly internal crackdown on Iranian protesters. Trump maintains he's hopeful for a resolution, but reiterates that the time is running out for Tehran to meet Washington's demands. In a statement on X, Pezeshkian says he has instructed his foreign ministry to pursue fair and equitable negotiations, provided that the environment remains free from unreasonable expectations. Reports indicate the meeting could take place as early as Friday in Turkey, following mediation by Gulf and regional allies. Foreign Minister Abbas Arakchi tells CNN that while trust in the US is at an all-time low, a deal is possible if it ensures no nuclear weapons in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. As regional powers push for a resolution, UAE Presidential Advisor Anwar Gargash says direct talks are the only way to avert further calamity.
I think that the region has gone through various calamitous confrontations. I don't think we need another one, but I would like to see direct Iranian American negotiations leading to understandings that we don't have these issues every other day.
However, the domestic landscape in Iran remains fragile. Tehran now acknowledges nearly 3,000 deaths in recent anti-government unrest, though human rights groups estimate the true toll exceeds 6,800. With pressure mounting, President Trump continues to signal that military force remains on the table.
We're talking about that. We have ships heading to Iran right now, big ones, biggest and the best, and we have talks going on with Iran. We'll see how it all works out.
Iranian authorities have dismissed the nationwide protests as riots inflamed by foreign foes. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has likened the unrest to a coup attempt, warning that any US military intervention would trigger a full-scale regional war. Lawyers for Jeffrey Epstein's victims are demanding an immediate judicial intervention after the Justice Department released millions of investigative records with what they call thousands of redaction failures. In an urgent letter to two federal judges in New York, attorneys Brittany Henderson and Brad Edwards described an unfolding emergency as victims' names, addresses, and even nude photos were exposed to the public. The DOJ has since pulled down several thousand documents, blaming the leaks on technical or human error during the massive release of over 3 million pages. Legal representatives reported that nearly 100 survivors have had their lives turned upside down in the last 48 hours. Examples cited in the letter include one underage victim's name appearing 20 times in a single document and an email listing 32 minors with only one name properly redacted. Survivors, including anonymous Jen Doe's, report receiving death threats and harassment since the file went live on Friday. President Donald Trump has quickly distanced himself from the controversy, pointing the finger at the DOJ while highlighting other high-profile names found within the cache.
Statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein, I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
Among the millions of released files is a rare video footage showing Epstein attempting to rehabilitate his image in an interview with one-time Trump advisor Steve Bannon, defending his wealth while confronted with his status as a convicted sex predator.
Dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember, the devil is somebody knows.
Smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
While the DOJ claims the errors affect only a fraction of the total production, lawyers for the victims argue the harm is irreversible. They are now asking the court to appoint a special master to oversee the redaction process before the website is allowed to go back online. Sarawak's newly minted state airline Air Borneo is accelerating its modernization drive with a landmark firm order for 8 ATR aircraft. The multi-year agreement includes 5 ATR 72-600s and 3 ATR 42-600s, a move designed to anchor Malaysia's Rural Air Services or RAS network through 2029. The deal also secures purchase rights for 4 additional aircraft, providing a critical growth pathway into the regional BIM Iaga market. The new fleet will directly replace the aging Dash 500 series inherited from Maswings, bringing a new standard of operational efficiency to Borneo's challenging topography. Unlike the previous fleet, the new Dash 600 series features advanced digital avionics and improved cabin comfort while retaining the ability to perform vital medical stretcher missions in remote areas. A key highlight of this deal is the introduction of the ATR 42-600, making Air Borneo only the second operator in Malaysia to deploy this specific model. Deliveries are set to begin in 2027, forming the backbone of a more resilient public service linking Sarawak, Sabah and Labuan. Sarawak's Homeless Transit Centres, or TTG, provide a temporary lifeline for the vulnerable seeking a fresh new start. However, officials clarified that these facilities are not equipped to manage individuals struggling with severe substance abuse or a mental health crisis. Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development Minister Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah says the policy is critical for residents' safety and maintaining the centres as a secure overnight shelters. The minister reiterates that cases involving acute addiction or untreated mental illness require specialized intervention beyond the scope of the TTG. Instead, these individuals will be referred to professional bodies, including the National Anti-Drug Agency (AADK) and the Mental Health Association of Sarawak.
We will try and save them, kecuali kalau mereka itu mabuk, kecuali mereka itu terlibat dalam dadah, kecuali mereka ada mental issue, then we have to get the other relevant authorities, misalnya AADK dan yang Mental Health Association untuk membantu kes-kes begitu.
Beyond providing meals and secure quarters, TTG on a larger mission, reintegrating residents into society and the workforce. A follow-up to a homicide case in Alor yesterday, police successfully arrested a 28-year-old man believed to be the main perpetrator following the murder of 52-year-old Zarul Lail Basir that took place at a residence in Jalan Tanjung Bendahara there. Kota Setar District Police Chief ACP Syed Basri Syed Ali in a statement says they've successfully secured a 7-day remand on the suspect to facilitate investigations under Section 302 of the Penal Code. The arrest was made within 24 hours of the incident, Basri says, as he was boarding a tour bus at kilometer 441.5 southbound to the North-South Expressway. He disclosed that the suspect has a prior criminal record and tested negative in an initial drug screening. The victim was found dead with 3 stab wounds to her body and injuries to her head. He added that investigations found that a handbag containing a mobile phone, cash and jewellery was missing from the scene. He appealed for public cooperation to facilitate the investigation, warning that firm action will be taken against anyone spreading false or unverified information. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.